was kind of tired of working inside. I did grocery.
What have been some of the highs and lows in the first year? Can you share with those who are watching, who are leaving what feels like structured hourly employment with consistent schedules? I presume
I knew that's not the direction I wanted to go, and to go up, as a grocery manager, I was still hourly, but to move up, I would change over to salary.
Hey! All right, another fist bump.
Yeah, with twins, by the way.
Hi, my name's Chris.
My name is Mike.
Mike Vargas, Chris Cook. Mike is one of our 5-star shift supervisors, which entails the duties we described in some of the slide decks you've seen in the presentations. I just wanted to bring you Mike to hear it from a man himself who we're looking to find more Mikes, and maybe you can decide for yourself if some of the characteristics and pain points that Mike talks about in this following interview might be things that resonate with you and help you decipher, if this is a place you want to come and dedicate a lot of your time. You ready for this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Mike, what did you do before Casey Power?
I worked for a grocery store. I worked there for 12 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Faithful employee for 12 years. Where'd you come in at, and where'd you depart at? From a rank position or title or whatever.
So I came in as a grocery stopper. That was it. I just came in as in stocked the shelves. That was what I did there. And then from there, I kind of just bounced to different departments and eventually made my way up to the grocery manager there.
So you became grocery manager. How many people were underneath you?
I had about 12 people and 3 sub-departments.
And over the course of the 12 years, how did the growth, did it work in promotions and stages of one big promotion, or was there 4 small promotions? What did that acceleration to the point where you got? How did it unfold?
So to get there, it was small promotions. Usually you kind of got to be a lead, and then you'd go to an assistant for whatever your department was, and then from there you got to apply to be the grocery manager. Typically you had to be in your position for 6 months before you were allowed to try to apply for something.
So is it a minimum kind of 6 month per stop?
Yeah, yep. You had to be in your position for 6 months before you were eligible.
It took you 12 years, or you spent 12 years there. How many, which area did you feel like you stayed paused at the longest?
That would be at my grocery manager position.
You had the longest tenure there at that position.
Yeah, to go anywhere from there would be to be a service manager, which would be the 3rd in charge of the store, and then you'd be assistant manager, and then the store manager.
You've been at Casey Power for a little bit over a year?
Yeah, I think this might be my 1 year, or next week might be my 1 year. Yeah.
Good on you. Thanks for sticking it out.
Yeah, it's fast.
What have been some of the highs and lows in the first year to someone who's looking at maybe leaving a stable grocery store type position, 12-year tenure?
Yeah. Lows? To be honest, I can't. Being completely honest, I can't really pinpoint any lows, to be honest. My transition from grocery and that business to this is just, so far this year has been really great for me. I've had really good luck. Obviously here, I came in knowing nothing about power washing.
Exterior cleaning, baby.
Nothing at all. To now I'm one of our 5 stars, our crew leads.
Yeah.
And so I honestly really don't have those. The hours took getting used to, because with my grocery job, we did 8 hours there. And you were barely allowed to get, even as a manager, my overtime was just maybe a half hour a week.
Okay.
Super strict. Yeah. So the hours, and I did nights over there, so there was just a little bit of adjustment. I have my family, so that was an adjustment for us. But other than, being able to make that adjustment, everything's been really positive for us. So.
Nice. So maybe getting the spouse and the family on board with more of the wild west of the hours varying. Kind of, sometimes I use the metaphor of on the day shift, we have to go out and slay the dragon and drag it home, and sometimes it takes 8 hours, sometimes that takes 14.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Have you had any shortage of hours in your year here where you felt I'm worried there's not any work?
No shortage of hours. No. It's kind of got to where I have a minimum, and then it's definitely well over 40, and then there's crap, I'm not going to hit my 50 hours.
Have you had a 40-hour week, do you think?
No, never.
The lowest hours you've had in your first year?
I think the lowest was 48, which was last week, because we had 4th of July off.
Okay.
and I still hit 48 with having a holiday off.
Okay. So fair enough to say 11, 12-hour shifts are pretty much the average.
Yep. And a couple of those, that's picking up the truck, coming, loading up, driving. So it's not even.
How many hours on your average 12-hour shift are actually spent at a property doing the cleaning? Rough guess.
6.
Okay.
6
About
to 7.
half. The other half is hitching up,
Yeah.
loading up, reviewing work orders,
Yep.
taking lunch breaks. What else goes into that? Sit downs with apprentices that you try to train?
Apprentices, customer stuff,
Customer walkarounds.
walkarounds, your cleanup, all of that stuff.
And did we mention travel time like 5 times?
Yeah, we definitely did.
Lots of traffic.
Lots of travel time.
Okay.
But you definitely get used to it for sure.
What made you really consider leaving the grocery chain that you were at?
So I know I was there for a long time, but I felt I hit a spot there where I didn't want to move up. So I knew I was done there. Financially, I was capped out there at my position. So the only thing left for me to do was to move up, but that wasn't something I was wanting to do. To go up, as a grocery manager, I was still hourly, but to move up, I would change over to salary. Your 10-hour shifts, but it's not too much better. Financially, it really isn't that much of a better
Just a higher calling.
It's a higher calling,
More responsibility.
ton more responsibility, a lot of phone calls, and I knew that's not the direction I wanted to go. And I was kind of tired of working inside. I did grocery my whole life. I started at a Vaughn's when I was 18, and I just kind of was burnt out doing working inside anymore.
Can you share with those who are watching, who are leaving what feels like structured hourly employment with consistent schedules? I presume you had consistent schedules.
Yes.
Your time blocks were probably the same every week.
Yeah, I wrote everyone's schedule, including my own. Yeah.
What would you say to that person who maybe is a little bit dissatisfied with the earning, and like annually, hopefully we haven't given too much detail, but you've shared with me some confidence the amount you made there. And your first year, you've made 1.5 times that in your next 365 days?
Yes.
Fair enough?
Yep.
And a lot of that is factoring in as you've risen the ranks in the first year here to your 5-star position. You've gone through 4 different echelons of the earning wage, right?
Yep.
So it's fair to say your next 12 months should look even better.
Definitely should look even better.
Yeah.
Even when I first started, because I obviously, had my wife and my daughter, I didn't need to leave Sprouts. Like, I could have stayed there. So to tell her, she knew where I was at and knew I wasn't happy there. But then to come and tell her, like, hey, I want to go to this place. I trust this place, and have to explain to her, like, I'm taking like a pretty significant pay cut.
It appeared that way.
It appered that way, and then like
Because you were looking at the hourly, right?
Yes, but I had to trust what we talked about in our meetings and what the guys told me on the crew. And I brought that to the table with my wife and explained it to her and talked to her like what it could be. And right away, it started off.
Did she believe you at that point, or was it like a cautious optimism, or was it skeptical? How would you rate?
I'm lucky. So my wife was just going to support me no matter what. She knew I wasn't happy where I was.
Trusting faith of.
Yeah, and she trusts
needed to be made.
I did my homework, and she trusts that I asked you guys the right questions, and she knew it would just, no matter what, it was going to be a better change for me.
Yeah.
But I mean, like right away when I first came, at my lowest salary point here, within a couple of weeks,
You were already exceeding.
my first paycheck here like trumped
What you had made in 12
Yeah.
years. Well, that's pretty cool. Has that money been significant for your family? What are maybe as we wrap this up, what are a couple of things that are different about your life?
Ooh, that's a good question. It has been, my wife and I are really pretty cautious with our money and like what we do and spend and family. So it's done so well for us here. We decided to have another kid. So my wife is pregnant right now.
Hey, all right, another fist bump.
Yeah, with twins, by the way.
Oh no!
So it's done. So it has. That's how well it's done for us. That we knew it's financially has done so well that we're confident in bringing another kid into the world.
That makes me excited. I have twins,
Yeah.
All right. I have an older and then twins, so that's funny. We're gonna have to connect more on that off camera.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for breaking the news.
Yeah.
You're first to hear it.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it's done for my family, and it's done a lot more too.
Cool.
You know, we're in a good place.
Cool. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you come along for a ride along or potentially a tryout, maybe you'll be lucky enough to talk more with Mike. Thanks for taking the time to watch this.
Thanks, guys. Bye.